Modern Warfare 2 got 2 updates yesterday. The first one had some interesting stuff, but most importantly, a massive fix for DMZ. The second one actually buffed the trophy hunt of it. They made it way easier to get the trophies, and there's a new way to farm it that's extremely easy. We're going to be covering all of that. Then there was also some issues with their patch notes for Season 3. They said that they buffed some weapons when they were in reality a nerf. We're going to be covering everything in this video in a rapid style format. That way you can quickly watch this video and get right back into the game with no waste of time. If you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure to unlock that subscribe button. So here's what changed in yesterday's update. They updated the battle pass map view. It used to be squished when you looked at it at the start of the season. Apparently that was an artistic choice that they decided they kind of wanted to stretch the resolution. They've reverted that change because it made it really confusing and it just didn't look good. They've also updated the amount of buy stations on Ashika Island Resurgence, increased the number of buy stations available per match up to 15 from 10. That is an amazing change. Then we've got some bug fixes. They fixed an issue that allowed overclock to recharge loadout drop markers in resurgence modes. They fixed an issue where if you altered a pro-tuned weapon and then backed out, it wouldn't keep its name. They fixed an issue where you could go into ranked play, save the Cronin Scrawl and Imperium as your favorite loadout and use it without unlocking it in the battle pass. They fixed an issue where an incorrect message sometimes displayed in the battle pass preview title. This is a huge one here. So at the launch of season 3, field upgrades didn't work in DMZ. You could equip it to your class, but you'd load in, you would not have a field upgrade. That has now been fixed. That is a massive change. I'm glad that got fixed. Fix an issue where players taking damage from gas in the infill plane in massive resurgence. Fix an issue in the death from above mission in DMZ that blocked progress because the player buying a mortar strike was not tracking. Fix an issue with the number of pro-tune blueprints where attempting to custom tune certain attachments. They fix an issue where some pro-tune blueprints, if you change the tuning on them, it would spawn you in with no weapon. They fix an issue with the Fender Operator OED Specialist skin would cause weapons to appear invisible when loading into a match. Then we've got some recently updated changes as well. They fix an issue with one of the battle pass sectors where it was named incorrectly. There was some issue with some of the text in the menus. Then they fixed an issue preventing solo players from matchmaking into cooperative missions. They actually released a second update last night, and this reads off, "We've just released a small update that increases the drop rate of trophies from the trophy hunt event in Battle Royale, Resurgence, and DMZ." So with the tweet, they didn't really explain how much they buffed the trophy drop rate, so I've gone in game to test it, and it has been massively increased. In my video where I showed the quickest way to farm them, taking out a bot in DMZ only would give you a coin about every 20 bots. Now it's almost a 50% chance. I've taken out 3 bots so far, and I have gotten 2 different trophies. So the quickest way to farm this right now is probably just to hop into DMZ, find one of these token machines, get some tokens from here because we're at 3, deposit them, and back out. That would be a really quick way to farm it. You could also exfil if you wanted to, but farming bots in DMZ is hands down going to be the quickest way to finish this event off. It legitimately took less than 2 minutes to upload 5 trophies in this game. Obviously, your results are going to vary depending on where you spawn in, where a machine's near you, and if there's any bots to farm, but it is so much faster. They also made it so it works on Ashika Island. Before this update, trophies didn't spawn in on Ashika Island in DMZ, and there wasn't a place to upload them. They've also changed some of the numbers around in MP. Ground War used to only give you 6 per game. Now I think you can get a total of 10. Also, 10v10 used to only give you 6 per game. You can also get 10 from that method, but I highly recommend the DMZ method. DMZ is going to be the quickest way to get this event done. Multiplayer, you can get some in MP, but DMZ is the method. Then we also got some weapon balancing changes, and this was part of the Season 3 update, so it's already been covered a lot. However, there were some typos in the original post of this, and that's led to a lot of confusion. There are weapons that they said got buffed that actually got nerfed, and I've seen people talking about this. Most people know about the original changes, but not the updated version, so we're going to go through these really quickly. And I do need to note, these are global changes. So these buff and nerfs affect multiplayer, DMZ, and Warzone 2. They got nerfed or buffed in all the different modes. This one's no surprise. We all saw this one coming. The ISO Hemlock has been nerfed. All damage range is reduced. Lower torso damage reduced as well. Then for the M13B, we've got some buffs and nerfs. Headshot damage slightly reduced. Lower torso damage increased. Mid-range damage distance increased. Upper torso damage slightly reduced. So now if you're hitting people lower in the body with the M13B, it's going to be doing more damage than it was before. However, if you're hitting someone in the headshot or the upper torso, it's going to be doing a little bit less damage. Then we've got the STB 556. Headshot damage increased. Leg damage increased, lower torso damage increased, mid-range damage distance increased, mid-range damage reduced. So at mid-range, it's going to be doing less damage, but pretty much everywhere else, you're going to be doing a little bit more damage. This is the one that was completely wrong when they posted this. This is the TAC 56. I know a lot of people originally saw this and they're like, they buffed the TAC 56. That was a typo. It actually got nerfed. So for the TAC-56, it has got reduced headshot damage. So it's going to be doing less damage when you hit people in the head. When they posted this originally, they said that the headshot damage got increased, but that has been corrected. And no, the TAC-56 did not get a buff in this update. I've seen a lot of people saying that, but it did indeed get a nerf, which I was surprised when I first read it too, because I was like, holy crap, the TAC-56 was kind of the go-to AR. And they're just like, you know what? We're going to make it better. No, they didn't. They made it a little bit worse. Then for the battle rifles, we've got the FTAC Recon, movement speed increased, semi-auto leg damage increased, semi-auto minimum armor damage increased, semi-auto upper torso damage increased. Then for the Lockman 7.62, movement speed increased. Then for the SO14, which is already one of my favorite weapons to use in DMZ, movement speed increased, semi-auto minimum armor damage increased. So the SO14 got another buff. This is, I think, the third time they've buffed the movement speed. So hopefully this is even better in DMZ now. Then for the TAC-V, minimum armor damage increased, movement speed increased, semi-auto lower leg damage increased. This is such a weird one to see because the TAC-V just got 2 nerfs prior to this and now they're buffing it. And I don't know, but yeah, TAC-V did get a buff with this update. Handguns. This is the revolver, minimum armor damage reduced. Then for the LMGs, and yes, they changed up the RAL again. Headshot damage reduced, minimum armor damage added to semi-auto firing mode, semi-auto headshot damage increased, semi-auto upper torso damage increased, semi-auto lower damage increased. So they nerfed the full auto version of the RAL. It's going to be doing even less headshot damage. However, the single fire version of the RAL got a pretty big buff, it seems like. The RPK once again got a hit with another nerf. Close mid damage slightly reduced, not a big nerf, but the RPK has just getting hit and hit and hit over and over again. Marksman rifles, Tempest Torrent. I loved using this in DMZ, but yes, unfortunately, this did get a nerf. All damage ranges reduced slightly, close mid damage reduced slightly, headshot damage reduced. Then for the SMGs, submachine gun hip spread accuracy increased, so hip firing with all SMGs is now going to be more accurate. The BAS-P, which I already loved before this update, so I'm glad they're buffing it. ADS move speed increased, all damage ranges increased, minimum armor damage added to the semi-auto firing mode. So yes, the BAS-P seems like it's going to be even better than before, so I'm excited to test that out. Then for the Lockman sub, headshot damage decreased, burst fire leg damage increased, burst fire time between shots decreased, burst fire torso damage increased. So if you're using the Lockman sub in full auto, it has been nerfed when it comes to headshot damage, but the burst fire has been buffed all around, and that's something you've noticed a lot in this. All of the single fires and burst fires have seemed to be getting buffs, where the full auto versions of these weapons have been getting slight nerfs. For the MX9, sprint to fire speed increased, the 9K headshot damage decreased, the Veil 46 headshot damage decreased as well. We also got some adjustments to the equipment. Claymore, armor damage reduced, flash grenade, flash effect duration reduced. I'm super happy about this one. I'm not a huge fan of flash grenades. These have been nerfed. When you get flashed by a flash grenade, it's not going to last as long anymore. Frag grenade, one hit kill radius against fully armored players has been reduced. Proximity mine, armor damage reduced against crouch or prone players. Super excited about this. Not a huge fan of the proximity mine. Was starting to become meta and it was very annoying. That has been nerfed. Simtex now kills down players when stuck. So now if you stick a down player with a Simtex, it will now fully finish them off. I'm not sure why this wasn't like that at launch, because if you throwing knife a down player, it finishes them. If you stuck a Simtex on a down dude, you'd think it would finish them as well. Now it does after the update. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you want to see more videos like this to stay fully up to date with Modern Warfare 2, make sure to unlock that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.